Last winter we had operations starting in November. I was kind of hoping for a bit more snow. It was dry as a bone here in November. Winter operations, I much prefer to have snow on the ground. I'd probably suggest this winter that we'll be looking at operations in January, February 2019. So there were 3 initial prescriptions on the back 40 here. One was a true Firesmart, and you had asked ma'am about this area up here in the northwest. That is a true Firesmart. So we lifted the skirts on the trees to 6 feet to 2 meters. We separate the crowns either in clumps or individual trees 2 to 3 meters apart, and mulch off the down and dead, and we got rid of a lot of the standing dead as well. So then, and right along the west side here, number 1, we had 30 meter wide strip that's right out of the manual. It's flat ground. And there was a lot of concern here from the people of the community that we didn't want to have a 100 meter wide strip along the back end. And then in this educational area here, you can see we did about a 40 to 50% removal. Safety was a huge concern, and I brought this up last time, that every day that we were back there, we had people walking through, and I had asked the community, how can you protect yourself? We put up signs. I literally put ribbons across the trails. We had put it on, in this case, we put it up on the notice board. We have sandwich boards up and down the trails. Industrial operations, OH&S in the province here, says that we can't have people without protective equipment on and escorted by, in this case, me, or our operators, can't go on that site unless they are approved to go on. So people wanted 2 things. They didn't want this arrow straight line here. Makes it easy for the tankers to come in and lay a line down, but aesthetically it didn't do it. And there's not much topography, there's not much up and down here. So I approached Ag and Forestry, and I said I needed the support to change the design. I needed, by the way, to get the video today, I needed the support of 3 entities. I needed the support of the MD Summer Village, I needed the support of Ag and Forestry, and I needed the support of FRIA to make these changes, to get away from the straight lines. So we had initially proposed, here's last year's work, was down in through here, priority areas. I had originally identified this unit number 9 here as a very high priority, as actually the number 1 place that we should do Firesmart work, because the houses are right here. There was intense opposition to that, and so we compromised. As long as we meet the same, and again we go to the principles, the safety of the community's priority. FRIA approved budget. So we have a budget for this year, give or take $230,000. We have to show Ag and Forestry that we have the same value for the money. So are we going to address high priority timber? Are we going to address the safety of the community in a progressive, moneyed, valued, product valued way? Yes, we can. So I propose then to go from the straight line effect here into lineal patch cuts here. And why you see these funny shapes is I've arbitrarily left a 30 meter buffer. This, however, is not a hard line. What we want to do when we lay this out is really put a line of sight restriction. So in some cases, these openings may be 20 meters off the trail. In some cases, they might be 40 meters off the trail. We'll decide that on the day that we lay them out. What we need to do is make sure that we cover the same 25 hectares that's in this year's proposal. We maintain that area of high priority timber that addresses safety of the community. So I have license from Ag and Forestry, I have license from the community, I have license from FRIA that we can do this. So we meet the request from last time. So we actually listened, we actually got approval to do this. So this is great.
The Firesmart program is a very important one for the back 40. The 2 communities are side by side, the Ghost Country Residential and Summer Village of Wipers. Could be at considerable risk from forest fire if this project were carried out. Going back there and seeing that it's a lot clearer now. The foliage is still there for the wildlife and for cover, but the burnable material for the most part has been considerably reduced.